My friends, welcome to another episode of the Nuclear Heatwave Wrestling Podcast, brought to you by Mafia Sports Report. I, as always, am Dr. Love, and of course, this is my brother from another mother, but we got Sauce Bronson in the house.
Hey,
What's up? Oh,
I'll be honest with y'all. I already opened mine before we started, so
that's okay. That's okay. Not a sponsor, unless you want a sponsor. That works too.
I say give us a sponsor, you cowards.
I know. Don't be a coward. Don't be a coward. Right there.
So, Doc.
Yes. Sauce.
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. Did anything really happen over the past week or so? I don't know. Maybe. Well, I think some people know because we do have some chats we already have some chats here. We got the Mafia Talk, ABFP. And it says, man, I need to get into this convo. I have a lot to say, but too bad I'm at work. And
listen, for the next 58 minutes, you got time.
I'm Team Rocky, but I see why everyone's upset about Cody finishing the story of WrestleMania. And then we'll do one with this right here, and then we'll talk about it. Either Cody takes the title Elimination Chamber and Roman versus Rock for the head of the table, or Cody's going to have to wait until Roman beats Hogan's record. And we're going to talk about all these scenarios, possible ones, good, bad, and very weird. So, thank you, of course. So, Sauce, isn't it weird how a year changes things? Like, look at last year. We were salivating over the fact that we wanted The Rock, Roman Reigns, in Hollywood for WrestleMania. And It didn't happen. Didn't happen. No, didn't happen. We got Cody Rhodes, which it worked for the time because, he was extremely hot coming into the company.
Even after tearing the pec and surgery coming back.
Mm-hmm.
Even though the booking was kind of sour on the Rumble booking. But either way, like, they still made it work. Like, obviously, if, they had the armchair quarterback, we call ourselves the recliner booker. Reclining bookers, obviously, it would have been better if you had Cody come in like number 5, let him grind his way through there, get the win, and of course America is behind him.
Yep.
But anyway,
Yeah, and it's just crazy because we've had this story, the obvious, Royal Rumble happens, Cody wins, he wants to finish the story against Reigns. Cool. Now you have The Rock show up, which again was, pardon the pun with him, it was electrifying. It was kind of crazy. He showed up. Yeah. Oh, right. Thank you. Yeah. Here's the thing, though. He shows up, looks, Cody kind of like sells it to him and says, hey, this guy very well. And they don't even say a word. They cut a promo after it went off the air, though. There was a promo. So it's like we don't even get the promo on air. So that, that tells you something.
Apparently local TV wasn't good enough.
Not good enough, apparently. So you have all this happen, and then immediately it's the most disliked video in WWE history, which I'm not going to lie. I get, like, people are mad. I did not expect that to happen. Like, that's basically like, trying to remember what movie came out and had the trailer was so badly recepted. Gosh.
Oh, probably the Marvels or Lady Ghostbusters.
Yeah, the Lady Ghostbusters. That was it. No, it was that one. It was the Lady Ghostbuster movie, one of the worst disliked, downloaded, whatever you want to say, movie of all time on YouTube or something. That's what it reminded me of. I'm like, this wasn't that bad. It's The Rock. People like The Rock, right?
Hey, so with Movies Anywhere, they have like when you first sign on, they give you like 6 movies for free.
Oh, really?
And one of them was Lady Ghostbusters.
It's like, no.
I was like, no, you know what? I'm just going to watch Happy Feet.
And there you go. Much better option. How I look at this is, so when The Rock made his deal back on January 3rd to be part of the TKO head on their board, then he made a tweet saying that I'm part of the table now. You're the head of the table. And he already showed up on January 1st to do his thing. Like, we were excited about that.
Right.
But it was the way that this all just happened. Like, if you wanted The Rock, okay, so we're going to talk a lot of the scenarios. Scenario 1, we'll start here. Rock enters number 30 at the Royal Rumble, does the same thing Cody did last year, just win. Doesn't even have to do anything, barely. Just wins, and then he gets his shot automatically because the Roman doesn't want to face him. Now he's forced to. Cody doesn't look as bad because guess what? He's got a fighting champion, Seth Rollins. He can fight him, or they can make it a triple threat match. Again, WrestleMania 20, WrestleMania 30, had triple threat matches. So why not WrestleMania 40? That would make it more legitimate than just Cody winning. And now it's like, I'm going to step aside. Rock, have this.
I think, well, as far as I think the main reason why people not talking about triple threat is because the whole Daniel Bryan thing.
I was just going to say Daniel Bryan's not here.
Daniel Bryan. And people was like, we don't really need one. At that point, they really didn't care for a triple threat main event. So they definitely don't want a triple threat main event now.
No.
And that triple threat main event, I think, was Roman's first. I want to say that was Roman's first defense of WrestleMania as champion.
For which one?
For any one of them.
Well, technically,
was that before Brock?
You're talking about. Oh, you're
Roman just as champion.
Oh, yes.
Since post Rona.
Yeah.
I want to say it was the triple threat first, then Brock, then Cody.
Yeah.
But when that triple threat happened, people was like, we really don't want this.
No, we don't.
So now you got another triple threat situation. And then if you do a triple threat now with The Rock and Cody, now you looking at WrestleMania 30 all over again with Batista and Orton, and Daniel Bryan or whatnot. Then you just got that all over again.
Oh yeah,
I told y'all the way I would have booked it was 10 times better.
All right, and that's why we're here. We're going to talk about it. So
I mean, as far as the way I was talking about last week, where where you have Rock come in, get rid of the cronies, throw Roman off his game, Orton goes over, and then you have Cody and Orton at Mania because it works off everybody. Orton becomes 15-time champion.
Yeah. So
that pretty much puts him in the League of Flair and Cena.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's right there with them. So.
Yeah, and then you get Rock versus Roman, and hell, you can even make that the main event for night 1 and night 2. It's kind of redemption for Rock versus Hogan, where that should have went on last.
Oh, yeah.
But then you get Rock versus Roman last, or whatnot. And we talked about the build up, how I would have built it up last week. And then on the other side, Seth, still gets a worthy opponent, which would be I'm having a brain fart.
Well, like Drew McIntyre?
No, not Drew.
Cody.
No, not Cody. Cody would be
fine. Cody.
Imperium.
Oh, Gunther.
So you would have Seth. So you would have Seth Gunther, Cody Orton, Rock, Roman.
Yeah.
And granted, the reason why all this is happening is because Philip got injured and got hurt and screwed everything up.
Damn it, Phil.
Once again, Moxley was right.
The fragile Phil.
Fragile
Phil. That's our new name. Patent pending. Fragile Phil. Making shirts right there. But you're right. That scenario could have absolutely worked 100%. The problem right now is that we are only relying on these damn dirt sheets that are like everything's a different. Every day is a different thing. Now the one dirt sheet saying that The Rock took this deal TKO because he knew he was going to wrestle Roman Reigns in the main event. Like, I did this on this purpose. Do we know that? Oh, Triple H knew this was going to happen. And again, this might have happened, but no one knows this for sure.
And then the other thing was he did this so he'll take the heat off McMahon. And then now the current report is saying that now they might be thinking they might be coming up with other plans because they were doing all this to test the crowd. And
well, let me tell you right now here's now another scenario that I was thinking about. I know other people probably did too, but I was just thinking about this today after watching that ridiculous was it SmackDown? No, Raw. I'm sorry, it was Raw. Mm-hmm. You had Cody and Seth, and they're like, Seth's like, hey, there's something going on, man. What anything going on this week? You check your phone, or and so, anyways, they were chanting "Rocky sucks." Michael Cole says, "What is it, 1996?" And I almost lost it because Seth Rollins goes, "Well, I didn't expect to hear that today," So they're very self-aware about it.
Oh yeah.
And here's my thing about it. So here's my thing. Cody Rhodes, we just talked about it. Cody Rhodes came in 2 years ago, WrestleMania, and great match, some great feuds, got hurt, came back, still working pretty good. Now, after WrestleMania he lost. He had some good feuds here. Even his Brock Lesnar feud wasn't terrible. They actually went the distance with a rubber match. So whatever. And then he started, here's my thing. He definitely started to cool off.
Oh, definitely.
Now, you think he's cooled off now with how the trending tweets, the crowd's way behind him? It is entirely possible that The Rock, now mind you, there's a thing on Thursday in Las Vegas, which is funny to me. They're not going to do it in Philadelphia where the city is. They're going to get the bump from the Super Bowl people that are in town for the Super Bowl in Vegas, which, you know what? That's kind of smart.
Yeah, that makes sense.
It's a free event. It's like a kickoff. Get it. I get what they did there. Kickoff.
Hey.
For it. Now, they could sit there and announce Rock Roman for the main event. Or that whole thing could have just been a work to get Roman versus Cody. Rock did his job to get him off his game, Roman. Because again, all it's about is the head of the table. Nobody doesn't want that match to happen. They don't want it for the belt. There's a difference. Roman Rock is money, not for the title. The title of the head of the table is good enough. It doesn't need to be for these legitimate horseshit black jeweled world title thing, which, by the way, apparently they are now calling it the WWE Championship again. They're not even calling the Undisputed Belt anymore.
Oh, we knew that was. Listen, we listen. We knew that was gonna happen. Okay.
You know what? Hold on. Okay. Oh God. All right. So,
like you said, it was a good idea that they're doing the presser in Vegas. For that reason, also, they don't want to do it in Philadelphia because people gonna walk by and throw batteries at them. And at this point, like you said, Thursday we'll find out. We'll pretty much will have a pretty decent roadmap. What's going to take place.
Yeah, for sure.
And we also still got Elimination Chamber. As far as I know, none of those guys have anything going on in the pay-per-view. Seth, no. Cody, no.
Rock, well, that's a good point.
Roman, no.
That's a good point. Not Roman. Yeah, Roman's no. But then you made a good point. So to pivot right now from The Rock to move over to Seth Rollins now. Rollins, Cody, and Drew McIntyre. It's entirely possible, most likely possible, that there's going to be a number one contender match for that world title at Elimination Chamber.
Cody puts the spot on the line.
I can see it.
It can be the first time.
I could absolutely see. Yeah, we've seen it for sure, and it would definitely be good, especially for McIntyre, who says he deserves a spot, and he's actually been doing some great heel work. Like he took that meme of Grant Gustin, look at the thing on the, and he made by the way, they made a whole new shirt.
Yep.
Or it wasn't even like the meme in his face. Of the CM Punk's WrestleMania main event, it was cold, man. That was cold.
Yeah, because after Raw, I was going through my Instagram feed and literally on WWE Shop, it was there available to buy.
Yeah, no, that's good. That's good. Oh, actually, here we go. This is this kind of goes actually a little bit with what I was about to say. So, hey, Mafia Talk, thank you. I don't want to sidetrack you guys. Hey, don't worry. We go off, we come back, we always circle back. But do you guys think that the LA Knight hype died? Or if not, will he go after Gunther or Seth? I don't think really after watching even the Royal Rumble it died. The crowd was extremely hot for him.
The crowd, the crowd, they still love him. They still loved him. I just think that LA Knight was just in the wrong match.
Oh yeah, we was
definitely in the wrong match. Now, as far as LA Knight's, his as far as his push, as far as the momentum that he's on right now, I think WrestleMania determines his future.
That's a good point. Yep.
So most likely, if you're booking, who does LA Knight go against? Does he take the belt off of Logan or does he take the belt off of Gunther? Because Gunther's pretty much, he's got the record for everything now.
Oh, yeah. 600 days Intercontinental Champion. I don't think Gunther. I think it makes more logical sense to go after Logan Paul. because even though Logan Paul only defended the belt once, we've already talked about it. He is legitimate as a champion and as a wrestler. He just, and you want to punch him in the face so much. You just really want to punch.
He's giving me those 2006 Miz vibes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Such good heel work. So I think that's the best thing that has to happen is that LA Knight goes into a feud with Logan Paul at WrestleMania because you got talkers. You gotta look good at talker. Like look who did Logan Paul come in with? Miz. Another great guy on the mic. So I think it works. And right now the crowd is definitely still behind them, still selling merch well. So I think it's still there. It's still there. The crowd's still hot for him. Seth, it would be cool. Like the problem is right now until all this is said and done, Seth is losing the belt because he has to get rehab. He has to. He's in pain. He's got MCL injury that he is not. He's doing his best to do promos and not wrestle because they need him to wrestle WrestleMania.
Well, Cornette said, I was catching bits and pieces of his podcast, and he said with the injury that Seth Rollins has right now, if he just as long as he just focuses on rehabbing, he'll be good to go for Mania. So as long as you can get a 12-minute match out of him, no more than 8, no 16, I think is pushing it. Just give him 12 minutes, and then we'll bitch about him not getting 16 later, and he'll be good to go.
There you go.
So at this point, but yeah, to answer Mafia's question, the LA Knight trade is still going, but WrestleMania could determine whether that train stops for good or it carries on to 2026.
Yeah,
but he's got it. They got to book him for a mid card belt match, and he's got to go over. One of those two.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, I just said yeah. I don't know what I'm talking about. But yeah, you nailed it right there. Just you gotta just keep pushing him because he's great at the mic. He's great all around. So Seth is not walking out of WrestleMania as champion regardless of who he fights. So I forgot. If you will you're right back. So of course. So yeah, and that going back to like that Seth Rollins, if he fights, most likely because Cody, it's so funny. He made such a great like last week on Raw, like with Cody, like a good thing. Hey, you want to fight the working man's champ or the part timer? You don't want to fight him, like it was, and you're like, and then the fans are like, that makes sense, doesn't it? Like it really made more sense.
Well, then Roman said, you want a guy that you should fight a guy like me who makes 10 times more but wrestles 10 times less than the working champion.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, it really is more of a like the storyline is something from like you would see decades ago when it comes to like those different champions, especially like the territory, so your world champion, your NWA champion, stuff like that. But going back to like Elimination Chamber and a possible match for number one contendership, possible again. So it's either gonna be the Chamber or it's just gonna be a one-on-one match, Cody McIntyre. In my opinion, I'd like. The problem is, you have how many people have that? 6 people, right? Yeah, 6 people for a chamber match. So,
well, at this point,
to get 4 other people in a chamber match for a number one contender spot.
When is the chamber match?
The 24th. Yeah,
of this month.
Yes, of this month.
For some reason, I thought it was like the first weekend, and no, that's AEW.
AEW March 5th, Revolution.
Oh yeah, so the week after. So we're talking 3 weeks.
Yep.
So now,
like 2.5 weeks, yeah.
2.5 weeks to throw 3 other people in. At this point, I don't see it being a chamber match.
So that's fine. So now I'm under the assumption it's Cody McIntyre, possibly for that spot, because then now you have something to fight for. And now here's a twist. What if McIntyre wins it, gets his shot against, and he says, "I want Seth." So then Cody's like, I'm out of here. But then go back to what I talked about with The Rock. Rock actually giving Cody the rub, and then Cody gets his back in it does have the match, and The Rock's not in it.
That's like Tokyo Drifting booking.
You know what it is? Hey, guess what? We've seen worse. Okay, we've seen weirder, but McIntyre right now is the kind of like wild card. He really is a wild card.
Can't do no worse than Hogan, going over on Yokozuna after Bret Hart did all the work.
After he did all the work. Yeah, come on. What a joke. But yeah, they have a lot to work with. I don't know. I really hope it's just a rub about The Rock. I really hope it's just The Rock is pushing to get Cody so much more, popularity and people like hyped up more because he was like was dying down. Because if he really goes into that thing and say, well, I'm facing Roman Reigns for the WWE title, I'd be like, cool. Okay, really? Really? Because then that tells you what McIntyre will know. I'm not getting even to face Seth because Cody's going to get that spot, and then I'm going to leave because his contract is up after WrestleMania. Like he has not re-signed a new contract. We talked about that a few months ago, and at that point he'll realize if I didn't win at Clash of the Castle, if I can't even win your secondary title, he wants his WrestleMania moment. He got robbed.
Yeah,
COVID robbed him of that. So I don't know. Like I like him too. Heel McIntyre, like face McIntyre works. Don't get me wrong, but heel McIntyre is pretty good.
See, yeah,
or asshole one. Maybe they're different. Maybe not like full heel.
I actually enjoy face McIntyre. He kind of reminds me almost like a face Sheamus.
Oh my God!
Where it's just come in.
Don't tell the producer of the show that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I prefer my Sheamus. My bad.
Oh wait, who do we have here? We have the champ in the house.
Yo,
we got D-Town guy in the house. What's up, buddy? Hey, the champ is actually here. Actually, okay,
Oh, ladies and gentlemen, spoiler alert. Me and the champ, we were talking about as far as WrestleMania. And don't be surprised if Roman walks out Philadelphia champion.
I mean, could you even imagine it? Like, you've seen all those, like, I don't know if you've seen those, like, any of those, like, short videos, like TikTok or YouTube or Facebook Reels or whatever, where you have someone watching a match and the text will say, like, Superman versus Godzilla versus Roman. And you hear the count, and all of a sudden it's Roman's music, and they're like, all right, I guess so. And it's everything under the sun. And you feel like, are you serious? Could he really win? Who's going to take that vote? Who's going to vote Roman?
Doc.
Oh, God, no.
Doc.
No.
Doc.
Yeah.
Imagine that Philadelphia crowd.
No,
if Roman walks out.
He won't walk out. He'll have to get escorted out of the ring, out of the arena. Like, they will riot.
Hey, what if a fan pulls a SummerSlam with Cena where they fly to the ring and grab the ref? Right. To stop the ref like they did that Cena match in SummerSlam. What if they do that oh my God, Doc. Roman, we're just thinking Roman can walk out of Philadelphia as champion, and we got to deal with 4 more months.
Oh my gosh, that's
so. Weird. Here's the thing. Let's just say Cody. Let's just say he does fight Seth.
All right.
He goes over and maybe he becomes champion, and then Roman beats Dwayne.
Okay.
Do we get a title? Do we get a title unification match?
Another one? No. Why? Why? No, you can't just split the belt and then make you win another unification match. No, that can't. No, that would be ridiculous.
I'm just saying.
They need that secondary title. They have to.
Well, granted, Cody would. Here's the thing. He'll walk around with
a chair here, so that we say stuff like that.
We got
say stuff like that.
We got Cody. We had Cody 2 belts. Walking around to probably, I don't know, Rumble or whatever. But this would be the biggest, at that point, it'd be the biggest push he'll ever have.
Yep.
In pro wrestling, period.
Yep.
But I'm just saying.
Hey, how about this? Another twist. Like a twist. What if Cody wins against Seth? And then you hear Judgment Day's music hit. And Damian Priest comes down with
the ultimate dick move.
I mean, I'm telling you, the nuclear heat and so it does, would be over the top, like over the top.
Oh yeah, everybody in that ring getting batteries thrown at them.
I mean, because you look, he only has until, because they say that'll be April, July, I believe it's either June or July is Money in the Bank. It's in I think Canada this year. So
well, he like I said, he can hold on to pretty much. I forgot who won Money in the Bank.
Yes,
and they damn near didn't cash in until almost Mania.
Yep,
can't remember who it was, but it's happened at least once or twice.
Hey, no, you're right. Yo, I forgot about Priest, man. Damn, who he cashed in on.
Or what if Rock goes over on Roman and the Priest cashes in on Roman and Priest goes out as WWE champion?
Now we're
I know
just
we're getting ahead of ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm just thinking.
And I like D-Town guy. He's got like that. No more title unification. Well, not now. I mean, for God's sake, we just had the unification of it like 4 years ago. Like, right? But I'm trying to remember, when did that happen?
No, 2 years ago.
2 years. 2 years.
Well, Brock and Roman.
Oh yeah, 2 years ago. What am I talking about? 4 years ago was the COVID.
Yeah.
Oh Lord. So you're talking about 2 years? Get out of here with this unification stuff, man. Like, that's ridiculous. But
I'm just saying. He said he's going to take everything from him. So at that point, because there's a lot in that promo, he says, I'm going to take everything from you. So,
yeah. So it's crazy. That's just
So what do you think he meant by that? Because he said the ring, the everything from him. So is The Rock going to come in and do the dirty work, and then Cody reaps the benefits?
Man.
But once again, I guess we got to wait till Thursday.
I know. Thursday will I think help solidify some stuff. It might. I hope it really kind of tells us where the main event's kind of going, because then that'll kind of help us be like, and not just us, the entire internet wrestling community has lost their minds right now.
And then, so I know we got Chamber coming up in a couple weeks. So the one Chamber match is for to see who fights Rhea at Mania?
Yes, there's definitely a women's match. Liv Morgan is qualified for it, so she'll be there to fight against her. I still assumed it was going to be, I guess no, they're doing Nia Jax. So it's Nia Jax versus Rhea at Elimination Chamber, which
she's not like
and guarantee that'll be the main event of the show. You're talking about Australia, Rhea Ripley. They're going to treat her like a goddess there.
Yeah, I know that. So Nia, she's fighting her for the belt.
But as for the other 5 in that match, because you have Liv Morgan, Becky Lynch, she's in, and her first ever Elimination Chamber, which I read that, I was like, oh.
You know what? Last night when I saw Raw and I saw Shayna put on that gi, I said, "Oh my God, I hope she's not about to come out here as Karate Woman."
Oh my!
Because that is a McMahon move. I was like, "Oh my God, she is not about to fight in that, is she?"
Kung Fu Naki, Kung Fu Naki, man. Jesus.
But I was just thinking, I'm looking at like, oh my God, I hope she's not about to fight in that.
Yeah. It's. I think for the other women though, when it comes to the other women, like. Man, because they got so many options now. They brought in Tiffany Stratton now, which she deserves to be there, in my opinion. The Bayley's already got her shot at WrestleMania against Io Sky. We're going to talk about. I have a cool thing about that in a second. An idea for that. But as for this women's elimination chamber, I think Liv Morgan I like, but again, we talked about this before. Unless you do something different, she's got that Sting syndrome. She doesn't really need the belt. She's not really a good champion.
Yeah, she's better. Like, she's somebody who's better at chasing the belt than having the belt.
Yeah. See, and now they've actually got these like tag teams, like they get Chelsea Green, Piper Niven, and like work all the team. You know, Asuka and Kairi Sane are back together as the Kabuki Warriors. Now they're champions, but now that means because they're part of the Damage Control. Well, crap. Now neither one can really go for the other women's title. Like, that sucks to me because you're on. I get that you're on. You know what I'm saying? I get it, but it sucks because both of them could be women's champion easily. Obviously, Asuka and Kairi Sane. You know. So now thinking of the other women on that card, I mean, yeah, you have Shayna Baszler, you know, you have you could bring up. I mean, Zoe Stark lost, so she couldn't be in it.
Which I was pretty bummed about.
Well, especially since they were pushing her. Like I watched her match she had against the build up match against Roxanne Perez, I think. Yeah, I mean, it was a great build up match, but then they had to lose, and I thought it was a little weird. It's one of those like when we were mad about the Baszler Liv Morgan match, how that was booked. That was the same thing. Like Zoe Stark should have easily beat her, but it was like you made her look weak. But then they put her on the main roster. So I think they were like, we're gonna put you on the main roster.
Speaking of as far as NXT, apparently they had a show the other night, and Carmelo Hayes is back to being a heel again.
He is,
because he had a terrible face run.
Terrible.
Like his title run was decent, but his face run was just. Yeah, I say he was just like wet white bread. Like that's just it was just terrible. I almost wish that we go back in time and just keep him as a heel and have him go through that whole run as heel because that's what kind of got him over.
Yeah.
But I know we kind of jumping all over the place.
Oh, it's fine.
Braun Breaker, I know on SmackDown, he claimed that he had to go to Raw to go check out the scenery over there. Who does he go with?
Let's see. Who does he go with?
Do you like me personally? I would just put him on Raw and have him go after Gunther. Go straight for Gunther. Gunther and Mania.
What's crazy about that is we talked about before. Braun Breaker went to the Rumble. Did it exactly what Lesnar's spots were supposed to be because of the whole with Lesnar being kind of pulled from everything at this point. So if you keep that storyline going, the idea that Brock was supposed to possibly face Gunther, it was heavily rumored last Royal Rumble when they did their stare down. They would have again probably had done something similar here and there. It's fine. Yeah, he stays on Raw. I put him in the program with Gunther. Gunther, I can beat everybody, do all that stuff. You have Braun Breaker. You hear that sound like, everyone's what the heck? And then it'll be big sweaty meat slapping, man. That's what it'll be. That'll be it. So, actually, this actually helped me out right here. Mafia talk. Will we get Jade versus Bianca at WrestleMania or Elimination Chamber?
You keep that for Mania.
That has to be a Mania match. I mean, they are obviously there was a lot of fire, a lot of electricity there at Royal Rumble. That match has to be there. Bianca. Why is she not going to be in she could be in the Elimination Chamber, but hell, actually, no, this works now. Put both of them in the Elimination Chamber, and then that's why they lose. They fight each other, and then they get eliminated, both of them, and then that helps continue that feud a little bit, because it's perfect for Jade. Put her in, leave her as one of the last that come out of the chamber. She doesn't have to wrestle as much. She can have to do some of the chain moves, some of the big moves there.
Just some spots.
Just some spots, because she has what we saw at Royal Rumble did look pretty good. She's trained a little bit more, but they want to wait until they can train enough time before she has that singles match at WrestleMania.
Well, at this point, Doc, I have full faith in Jade. As much as I trash her AEW because she clearly deserved it.
Yeah.
You can't do, as far as coming into the ring, you can't do no worse than Ronda. Ronda has set the bar on how terrible you can be in a WWE ring.
I just threw up.
So, would I like to see Jade in a chamber match? Of course. But it seems like the higher ups ain't going to wait till Mania for that.
Yeah.
So, but I like to see Carmella. I like to see Hayes. Go ahead, get that. Just come on up to the main roster.
Yep.
At this point, they're probably going to. Well, from now to Mania, they'll do a him and Trick. They'll probably work the program.
Speaking about that, I am very shocked. Like his progression over the past 2 years, because 2 years ago, Trick Williams was just kind of like his buddy. He wrestled, but then he got in shape and he got over. That crowd was
oh, you mean
all about him?
Oh, you mean like Ding Dong Kong should have did Warlow.
Should have did Wardlow.
Like how he should have booked him properly. Everybody, and when Kevin Nash brought it up, everybody that Kevin Nash said, "Oh, shut up, you old fart. You don't know nothing. You're stuck in the Attitude Era." And look who's laughing now, Don Riverone.
Yeah,
Kevin Nash.
Well, he has it right. Like he always talked about that. Like anytime he would talk about, oh, we're not a big guy gets you more like seen or whatever else. Hi, you don't know what you're talking about. This is a different era. It's like not really.
Nah.
No.
Some things in pro wrestling stay the same.
Yeah.
The big guys, there's a certain recipe to big guys, and like Cornette always says, at the end of the day, it's good guy versus bad guy.
If you can wrestle too, like Wardlow can move. He can do senton bomb and get back up right after a roll into it. He can do moonsault and whatnot. He's a big guy. Like you don't see it that often. Like Hernandez from LAX was great.
I wonder when his contract is up.
Oh yeah, now that'd be a good pickup.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
They will literally the Connecticut. Those boys in Connecticut will literally throw money at Warlow to get him to come.
It's crazy.
They'll look at they'll have. Can you pass it that Gatorade?
Oh, yep.
They'll have you have Warlow here, and then you'll have let's just go with Brian Cage. You got Warlow, Brian Cage, Mini Man, and then eventually Triple H will be like, you just go away. We want
Wardlow.
Or you got Warlow and Powerhouse Hobbs. Warlow Hobbs.
Let's
get it like Hobbs. Just go away. We don't need you just yet.
Yep. Just go away. Just go away.
But but as far as I know we jump a little bit all place on this episode today.
Oh, you're fine. I'll be right back, guys. So just a real quick, but Sauce, of course, can keep filling.
So here. I know just bouncing around a little bit. So as far as AEW goes, with the booking that they've been doing for Swerve, so March 3rd is coming up. As far as the next big show, what's going on with Swerve? Does he get his first title shot against Joe, or are we just gonna prolong him and Hangman until then? That's a big question I'm curious about. And as far as shout out to Papa Mafia real quick. Oh yeah, let's say yeet. As far as main event Jay goes, as far as he goes, he's eventually got to have he's going to fight his brother, but he eventually needs to have a mid card match as well. Not as badly as LA Knight, but he definitely should have one in 2024. But as far as AEW, does Swerve get his first title shot March 3rd, or we gotta wait? Because I know he's got. I guess they're finally gonna. Probably supposed to finish his program against Hangman Page this week, I believe.
Oh boy. Maybe. I mean, he deserves it. But I really don't know. I don't know how they're gonna book this now. Because I like Samoa Joe as champion. I really do. But what's so funny is why is it that heel guy always have to come out in suits and stuff? Did you notice that? Yeah. Why? Just be your same Joe. You don't have to be in the full suit as long as it's not a parka, like he did at WrestleMania when he was commentating in the rain.
Oh, right? Joe.
I know, right? I hope Swerve gets a chance, but I don't think it's going to happen at Revolution. If it happens, I'll be a little surprised. So
because I'm getting the big thing about I know the biggest draw about Revolution as far as Sting farewell match. I know that's one of the big draws for the card, but I was just something on the top of my head. I was thinking about does MJF return?
Oh, okay, that's a
Revolution.
Yeah, they'll hint towards it. There's something, but he might not. He might not return, or it's like a final last possible thing on the show, or something. He's not gonna show up and like beat him up or anything like that. I don't see that happening.
Because right now the Adam Cole stable, I'm not picking up what they're putting down. It's hard for me to take a stable seriously when a dude's in a wheelchair.
Well, true, and they are just literally just taking what trying to replicate the it's the name of it, the Undisputed Era. Like they're just trying to the same thing, and it's like the Undisputed Kingdom. And by the way, the Kingdom, like I might have I thought would cheer from here and there, but they suck. And Mike Bennett, Taven, get out of here. Get the hell out of here. You guys are out. You're crazy. If you think that these guys are actually worth a shit, Like when they did the masks for the demons, everyone's like, if you have to be like, who are those guys?
Is Snoop Dogg mean who?
Who? Oh, that'd be nice. Mafia Talk. What's up, man? Do you guys have any special appearances coming leading into WrestleMania? Leading into it or just at WrestleMania? Okay.
Well, I wonder is he talking about as far as people on the card or people or guests on the podcast?
Oh, gotcha. I see what you're saying.
Maybe we might do a preview show where we get a couple of the guys in.
Oh, for sure, yeah. So
it might turn into a 5-hour show, but that's fine.
Oh yeah, I mean, come on, we love to BS about wrestling and everything else. That'd be fun. Usually we can have like that guy, or we got the champ. We can have him on there. That'd be fun. That'd be a fun time. I can see if a couple other people want to join CBM. He's always good for some info. But getting back to like Elimination Chamber only because that's the last WWE show until Mania. Thankfully, gosh, whenever they had that, they would have like that middle show, like Fastlane would be it. I believe
it's like a filler of a filler.
But then that didn't matter because then they moved Fastlane to later in the year. It was like
as it should have stayed.
Yeah,
because Fastlane was like it was kind of like I think it was either before or after filler show from SummerSlam. I want to say it was after SummerSlam.
Oh yeah,
it was a filler after SummerSlam.
Yeah, it took like the October spot, like the Judgment Day spot.
Yeah,
you remember when pay-per-view names are cool? Yeah, I do too. Pepperidge Farm remembers. But seriously, you had some Armageddon. No Way Out. Judgment Day. These were just cool names, and then they decided, guess what? Let's just make names based off of match types because. You have your Hell in the Cell. Fine. I get it. It sounds kind of cool. Fine.
TLC.
Then it was worse. Fatal 4-Way. One Fatal 4-Way show. And guess what? Every match, guess what they were? They were Fatal 4-Ways.
Yes, they were.
God.
Oh, yes, they were. I know everybody who had to work the pay-per-view was like, dear God.
Oh, there was the other one too. It was the one where I had to be all submissions. What the heck was it called? Oh, because it was Bragging Rights. Another horrible show. Go back and look at the logo for Bragging Rights. It literally looks like a Lugz boot, like as the logo, like coming down. Yes, I brought Lugz because WWE used to do sponsor way back in the day. I think way back.
According to Vince McMahon, Lugz was like the only boost people wore. Flow Rider was the only rapper that existed, and Skittles was like the only candy that people on Earth ate.
Oh my God.
Just speaking of sponsors, you hear I guess we're getting, segue, a little bit. Did you hear about Slim Jim pulling out?
So apparently, from what I read was this. They had said that they were pulling out their sponsorship because of McMahon.
Yeah.
But then we watched the Royal Rumble and they absolutely did not pull out the sponsorship. It was everywhere. But you got to remember, McMahon officially resigned the day before that.
Right.
So I think what happened was when they saw that happen, they used it as a show of good faith, and then they allowed the sponsorship to stay, which made me think when we watched it, it was everywhere. So if they really would have pulled it, it would have been a problem to stop cover everything up and all that stuff. Yeah, it would have been a problem.
Oh, you see who's getting the Canada Man treatment now?
Brock Lesnar.
Yeah.
I personally, here's my problem. I don't like that. I don't like it at all. And here's my thing. We're not going to get into all the stuff, whatever.
Of course not.
But my problem is, one, I'm a man that believes, you're innocent until proven guilty. Okay. Nothing has been linked to him directly about whatever.
Right.
Here's my problem. You're going to just, unless they got information, we don't know.
We don't know.
But even then,
I'm sure he's still in the game because at this point, it's too late to take him out.
correct. Well, yeah, that's the thing, and it's like
unless you want to mess like 2000. What was it? SmackDown vs. Raw 2008, where they had to take out Canada Man.
Yep.
And like the game also had sorts of other issues.
So it's just like, I don't know, like they were showing the Rumble winners and they like blacked out the 2 Rumbles he won. I said, that's out of control. You are out of control right now.
Hogan got that treatment, for like a couple of years where they were talking about like, when they erased some history. They're talking about the time where Andre the Giant tripped over himself and lost.
Tripped over.
But so what they did with the cover, so the way that the cover is now is they took Brock off the 2K cover. They moved the Cena spot that was like down here.
Yeah.
They blew it up and put Cena here. And then Triple H that was down here, they moved him up towards where Cena was. So it kind of just shifted people around a bit.
Yeah.
So
I still think it was just kind of a weird, bizarre thing to do. Because guess what? 40 years of WrestleMania, you could have had him botch the Shooting Star Press in WrestleMania 19, and like, but make it so he really did like hit his head and like, now Power, you got him on that 5 right now while you're, and then the screen's all woozy.
And then the control like he's so hard to control. All the controls are reversed.
Yep. Because this is how he felt after taking that right to the head. So
Doc, you getting 2K25, whatever it's called.
24. Nah, I got last year's game. I'll wait a few months and it'll go on sale and I'll get it then. Because it looked, apparently from what they said, the gameplay looks good. The added match bonus or bonuses, they have guest referee, which is pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie. Ambulance match, which did not expect that at all. And
it's been a while since we saw that,
right? Casket match, which that's pretty cool. My only thing is I just want some quality of life things that they should have had for 23. Like for example, if I want to play the Rumble, I want to be able to do it for the title. They've done it twice in Rumble history for the title. You can't do it for the title.
So in 22 they did it right, but then 23 we couldn't do it.
You couldn't do them both because we tried to do it. We tried to play it. So it's for the title.
Oh, we had to do the chamber matches for the title.
Chamber match could do it, but not the Rumble. So it was like what the heck? Like what the heck? So I changed that. Also, I want stats. If I play the Rumble, I want my stats of every wrestler I played as and how many eliminations I got. How hard is that? Like if you run the gamut, or do you have to change? If you change into like 3 different wrestlers, I want to see like how many guys you got knocked out, and then that's it. Like to me, it's not hard. That's not hard to do, but apparently, I don't know. We do have looks like a new person here. We got Albert Esquivel.
Shout out to you.
F the Rock.
What do you do to you? Oh, Jesus.
Rocky sucks. But yeah, again, we were talking about this earlier, Albert, and so I'm not sure if you had heard this earlier, but I think he's giving Cody the rub right now. He's letting all this good publicity go for Cody, getting his stock up there higher, and he might switch it. It's either be a triple threat match or it's just Cody reigns, and then Cody wins, and then at SummerSlam, Rock faces Roman for the head of the table. And hopefully SummerSlam's back in Detroit this year. Oh my God.
I'm just saying, they put it in LA like 6 times in a row.
In a row. In New York, like 4 times in a row.
I'm just saying, if SummerSlam returns, if The Rock is in the card, are you going? Even though I've been trashing The Rock for like the last 10 years. I ain't gonna lie.
I don't care what main event is. What the main event is, I'm gonna go, man.
Even though I've been trashing The Rock for like the last 15 years because he clearly deserves it. But yeah, if The Rock if he shows up at SummerSlam, yeah, that's day 1 ticket. That way I can just boo him in person.
Yeah. So that's funny. You guys are funny. I love it. I love a good banter here.
Oh yeah, real quick. Actually, I'm glad that Albert as far as his comment, dear wrestling fans, just because someone is involved in wrestling does not mean you have to send death threats to their daughter, you asshole.
I know.
At the end of the day, these are human beings. The Rock's daughter has nothing to do with what her father does. So stop sending her death threats and learn how to move out of your mother's basement, you fucking cowards.
I know.
And that's all I have to say.
Well, no, it's crazy. Like, yeah, Ava Rain, she had to get off of social media because they were getting death threats. It's like, really?
See, I would be the I'll be the perfect heel wrestler because I would want all the smoke on social media. I would just take time out of my day just for people who who have problems or whatnot, who send me threats. I would make that a whole part-time job just to go back.
You know, you just made a great. Oh, I'm not gonna lie. Do you know how great this would work? And the first person that pops in my head that could do this is Miz, or now Logan Paul's too popular, but like Miz. So here's the gimmick. He's basically the same gimmick. He's a total heel. I'm megastar, so very similar. But the difference is he's got a publicist. His publicist is some on-air character he sees backstage. Says, "Hey, your image is kind of going down. We got your show here, but now you got all these like people just like saying these negative things." So then you have skit after skit of him going to people's homes. Hey, new master, 69. You say it's about Miz? Yeah, and he starts beating them up like it's totally fake and whatever else. But how funny would that be? It's like for weeks. That's all it is. And then finally he gets somebody, and it's a current wrestler on the roster, and they're like, "Hey, what's up?"
What if it end up being R-Truth, or R-Truth beats the crap out of them? And then the two work a program. Oh, it'd be great. See, Papa H.
The awesome truth. Let's go. Oh, did you catch that at Royal Rumble when they did their thing? That right there is long-term storytelling. You're telling me?
Oh, speaking of R-Truth, we got when they escorted him out of women's Rumble. You say you can't tell me all of them up there. You tell me all of them in that wrestlers winning. And I'll leave it at that.
We'll just leave it at that, right?
Ron is a national treasure.
He really.
You know what I know we got last.
He really is. That's how funny.
Last couple of things before we get going. Do you think at this point does he recognize himself as the? Do you think now he recognizes himself as the second Black NWA champion, or he still sees himself as the first one?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say.
Didn't they finally acknowledge, dude?
They yes and no. So the official rankings still with Bobo Brazil don't recognize him. They recognize that he was a champion, but not as the NWA's world champion. So in a sense, Ron Killings is the first. He was the first champion. So
right, that part I know.
Yeah. So when we were doing our thing special last year, actually, about that, which by the way, we do that for the culture too, Electric Boogaloo. No, I'm just kidding. I'm breaking two. There we go. How about we just do? But anyway, I'm just kidding. No, we'll definitely do something.
One of these Februarys, we go get Dr. dressed up as Hakeem.
Oh my God, I'm not doing it. I'll do many costumes. I'll do Bastion Booger before I'll do that, or the Gobbledygooker. But that'll be too hot. But no, Ron Killings, he definitely knows that. He knows the lineage right there, especially some of that work. Anybody gets a chance to watch any of the original NWA TNA stuff from that first couple years, from 2002, 2004. Some of that great work Ron Killings did as a heel, good wrestling, just some good mic work, Oh, and actually, little offside note, since I just brought that up. First episode of NWA TNA, guess who was on it? Toby Keith. Rest in peace, Toby Keith.
Yeah, rest in peace. I just found out he just passed away.
Yeah.
Stomach cancer or something like that.
Yeah, 2 years ago. I didn't even know. I didn't see it in the news, but 2 years ago he was diagnosed, and he's been fighting it for 2 years. And he had a concert like a few months ago, and he was like dying. Apparently, and he still had this concert and whatnot. So
that's wild.
But apparently he was at the first episode of NWA TNA because so there you go. Which is fine. I like him, but Ron Killings, he's the man. We always like him. Gosh, national treasure. He really is. I'm trying to think of something. Oh, that was the other thing. We were talking about something with Elimination Chamber, but when we were talking about the other. When it came down to the women's match, we talked about Bianca. We talked about Shayna Baszler probably thrown in there too, just to kind of fill it out. Liv, Shayna, Bianca. maybe Jade. So that's 4. Maybe Tiffany Stratton at that point,
That makes 5.
possibly. Gosh, because there's a few other women there. But right now, no one's kind of jumping out at me because they're all kind of in tag teams vying for the tag team titles. So it'll be interesting to see who's in that last spot.
You know who I would have start off though?
Mm.
I would definitely have Stratton start off.
Oh, there you go.
If you don't have Stratton start off first, you have her be the last one. Play up the
The prissy
the
Barbie
prissy,
gimmick.
the prissy Barbie, or I was gonna say as far as the cowardly heel gimmick.
Yes,
So either you put her in first or make her last.
I like that.
That's the way I will book her.
I like that. I like it. Now I remember what I was going to say. So Bailey, our girl Bailey with the back, baby. She got her match against Io Sky. She had a great promo against Damage Control where she started speaking Japanese, and they all looked scared because she's like, "I've been hearing you and understood you all these weeks."
I called it the Batista turn,
right? And they made it work because we all assumed months ago there was just going to happen, and it wasn't. But they made it work with long-term storytelling. They took a gimmick that even us said months ago was going to be dead in the water. Like, remember, Bailey came back, had how many matches against Bianca? Lost. Damage Control.
That's when Triple H took over.
Correct. So it was like, and now there's nothing going on. It wasn't until then you got Asuka there, then returning Kairi Sane, then you got they started booking the matches differently, the storyline. Now you've got Bailey coming back to WrestleMania. I'm telling you right now, I talked about this on Royal Rumble. You're going to get a hybrid version of her character coming back. You're going to hybrid of the hugger Bailey, but still with her character. Like I wouldn't even be surprised if you saw some of the hugger like wacky waving inflatable arm flowing tube men with like mean faces on them, or like they're just got like, I don't know, like they're not shirts, but they just look more angry or mean. And the reason why I say all this is because you remember way back when NXT where you had the Bailey fan.
Yeah, she's wrestling now.
Yep, Izzy Moreno, and she wrote on Facebook on social media, "Hey, I'll be in Philadelphia that weekend. Bailey, just holler if you need me." So wouldn't it be cool that she'd be front row for this match, and she helps her win the match? Now, I'm not saying she's getting signed by WWE, though it would be very smart to put her in that performance center. I'll tell you that for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But she's for sure going to come out and help her win that match against Io Sky.
Because at this point, she's got to have, by that point, she would have at least 6 months of ring work under her belt.
Yep.
Where she at least be able to come out, she can hop over the barricade and at least do the bare minimum.
Yeah, well, way better than Ronda Rousey, for God's sake. I mean, come on. At that point, when it comes to pro wrestling ability, yeah. So, it'd be perfect. All she really had to do was just get up on the apron and even distract. Don't even really have to do anything, or get one good lick in, and then Bailey comes in and Bailey the belly slam, bam, or whatever she's using now, and boom, crowd would go nuts because they're going to show her. They're going to show her the camera. The fan, oh look, it's Izzy Moreno. Da, da, da. I think that's going to be that's a good way to book that right there. So now that they've got a big hard question when they start getting these matches lined up, what's gonna especially the women's matches, what goes on first, which goes on which night? Like the Bailey match, if they really want to pipe up night one, that needs to be night one. I think the producer's back. That's cool. But
I would say,
yeah.
So here's the thing. Roman's definitely closing. I mean, he's
one of
those nights.
Oh yeah,
So that means so you're not gonna have Roman and Seth close, his respective nights. So at that point, if you're going to include the Bailey's old fan, the Bailey's got to close one of those nights too.
Okay, I could
make it that big of a deal.
Yep, I could see that because that's the thing. personally, they're going to sit there and say, well, maybe it should be Rhea Ripley. I don't think so. We've already talked about it. Whoever Rhea faces at WrestleMania, like you already had your match. You had your match. So now let's give it to somebody else now. Let's give it to Bayley. She deserves it. So I'm with you.
Even if other like fans complain about Ripley not closing again, you can tell them like, listen, the big gold just came back and that's not closing. So neither gold,
nope.
So neither one of the big gold, women's big gold or men's big gold, neither one of them is closing.
Right.
So
I will say we are going to get another Fatal 4-Way tag match. But if it's anywhere close to as good as last year's, then I'm fine with it. With Dawkins and the Street Profits and Braun Strowman.
It was a nice little car. It was a nice little car wreck.
It was. I mean, it was way because normally I'm not a fan of them. They usually have one at almost every WrestleMania, but that one last year, for it just like when Dawkins knocked down Braun Strowman and that train in his like train move, I like lost. I was like, what? Where does this energy been Dawkins for for so long? But yeah, so I think that's gonna be cool. I think because now you got the DIYs back in the game. They've got the
Creed brothers.
You got Tyler Bate and Pete Dunne together, which it's like that oozes excellence right there because of their time in NXT UK. You're gonna talk about I hate saying it, but a good old slobber knocker. It really is some great wrestling with all of those guys. And you're not even counting like Chad Gable, who I think he must be injured or something. He hasn't been on TV. I didn't see anything about him being off, but he hasn't been on TV with Alpha Academy in a little while. It's always
yeah, somebody's going on because he wasn't even in the Rumble.
He was. Yeah, no, he wasn't in the Rumble. I was like, where is he? And that was
because he definitely he definitely could have made like he could have had a couple spots slowly based around him.
Yeah,
throw a few Germans around.
Oh yeah. There you go. Sounds like Captain America, maybe throw some Germans around. I like it. There you go. Hey-o. But yeah, so honestly, rocky road to WrestleMania, of course. But as for Cody, Rock, we already said it. There's a lot of different scenarios, but right now until Thursday, if we get a definitive like Rocky versus Roman or whatever, then we'll see. Because they're setting it up because it's TKO now. It's like a UFC presser. That's what it is. TKO. It really reminds me of a presser. Oh gosh.
Hey, shout out to Teddy Pendergrass.
There you go. Yeah. But yeah, I think it's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be interesting next few weeks. And I just got approved for the day off of WrestleMania. So, hey, because get in the keg. So get in the keg for a 2-nighter. Let's go.
I'll be off too because they know I ain't coming to work.
I know, right? Oh man. So, yeah, I'll tell you right now, the Super Bowl is whatever, but WrestleMania.
That's why I live for.
That's it right there. So
yeah, WrestleMania is like I'll look at that as like my second birthday.
Gotcha. There, I like
Super Bowl is my third birthday.
So before we go, let's give just because the Super Bowl's this weekend. What do you think the score is for the Super Bowl?
Well, the Lions not playing, so. But me personally, I pledge my allegiance to the light-skinned quarterback, so I got to go with Kansas City. I'm team. I'm always team.
I think they have the same complexion, though. Brock Purdy and
damn near. But I have allegiance to light-skinned athletes. And I have my light skinned savior, Mr. Patty Cakes Mahomes, who puts ketchup on his steak.
He does. You saw that.
Which is weird, but I gotta go the light skinned quarterback.
Okay. All right. What's the score?
The score is going to be so KC is probably going to get off to a 2-score start. Let's just say 28-24.
Okay. I'm gonna I've been back and forth on it. You know what? I'm gonna go with the 49ers. I'm still upset about the loss, the Lions losing. I'm not really a Chiefs fan. Mahomes is whatever, he's fine. I just don't really like the Chiefs. I don't like Kelsey. I don't like all that. I don't like all the ridiculousness surrounding the whole thing.
Hey, you know,
So
when we go over to Dumpster Dudley's house,
Yep.
for the Super Bowl, we need a drinking game. You take a shot every time you see Taylor Swift for the screen. Somebody actually got a market tally.
We will be wasted. So
you know the good thing that will come from the Niners if they win.
Yeah.
You know the winner. So the winner of the Super Bowl hosts the very first game of the next season.
Oh, you're right.
Basically, they do like opening day. And the Lions, we actually play them next season because the NFC West is in the rotation of the schedule.
So you're saying when we get the first game again?
Yeah, first game, a rematch game against them.
Let's go.
So it could happen.
So I'm saying 49ers are going to win. They're going to win. I'm going back and forth. It might be a shootout. It might not be. I'm going to say it's going to be 33. Ooh. Yes, 33-28.
Ooh, that's tough.
33-28.
Ooh, that's high.
McCaffrey with 2 rushing touchdowns at least. And Ayuk with a receiving one. And
are you saying it because you use your fantasy wide receiver?
No, because that asshole caught that damn ball off our guy's head and it killed me. But yeah, it did help. It was. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna go with. So here we go. We'll see on Sunday. But I think Mafia Talk here has it actually the best. I hope they both lose.
Listen, I'll be honest with you, Papa Mafia. Everybody, listen, everyone in the Buffalo, Maryland, and Michigan, we all feel the same way.
Hey, you know, maybe the power go out. Before we go, this is funny. So someone posted some of the crazy prop bets that Vegas is putting out. Vegas always for the Super Bowl has some ridiculous ones, like if the person singing the national anthem is wearing a jersey of either team or they're not. Like that's a specific vote.
Yeah.
If they screw up singing the national anthem, that's another vote. Who wins the coin toss? Which that's pretty normal, I guess. But one of them, I shit you not, at a plus 100,000 odds. If a attack, foreign or domestic or extraterrestrial, happens and the game ends in a tie. Does that mean what?
You know what that means? For the first time ever, Vacant will become the Super Bowl champion.
The winningest champion in wrestling video game history.
He will become Super Bowl champion.
Oh, yeah, I'm telling you, there was other funny ones too, like if Taylor Swift shows cleavage at all during the game.
Like that's one for America. Like we're fine.
Like there's nothing there, guys. By the way, at all. Like it's not worth it.
I was just saying, we're America. We don't. Super Bowl is a family friendly event. We don't want to see any lewd, nude, or crass anything from anyone there. This is a wholesome family event. And the reason I'm going on a small rant is because now they say the F word in Marvel movies, which I retired from, but still, I want to go for clean, wholesome family fun. when I see when Taylor Swift's boyfriend goes against Mr. Irrelevant,
Mr.
I want a wholesome family fun. So Taylor Swift gets together, and I say, keep it to yourself.
There you go. And of course, hey, we got Josh Scout in the house.
Hey,
love to talk to you. Yeah.
First time too.
First time right there. But love to talk to you. Thanks, man. And then we have Mafia Talk. It wasn't when J-Lo and Shakira was shaking ass.
Hey, listen. Both of those are national treasures. Even though one of them is good at a lot of things, but she's not great at any of them. And that's J-Lo. J-Lo is like she's like, who's that dude from 30 Seconds? No, J-Lo is like the Jared Leto she's like the female version of Jared Leto, where she can do a lot of things, she's not great at them. Both of them are like the same person.
Oh my gosh.
But on that note, we ready to get on out of here?
Yeah, we're getting out of here, guys. It's a good show. We were just like I said, normally this time we don't not a lot happens, but of course The Rock, all this stuff had to literally blow up the wrestling community in a second. But we'll see what happens. Thursday, we'll see if anything kind of coalesce into something good, or does it continue being this weird blob just kind of moving towards Elimination Chamber, and then we still have to question what's going on while Cody looks like he's crying in the corner.
Or maybe we're just living a real life. We're living like a real life 2-month episode of the Outer Limits. Who knows? Stay tuned next week to find out.
And thank you very much, Mafia. Hey, thank you, and go. Well, yes, go Bills, but us we go Lions, of course. But Bills, of course. Hey, I would have loved to see the Bills too. They would have been, but alas, it's all good. But thank you guys for chatting with us and watching the feed. And we're gonna catch you next week, and we'll let you know what we're gonna talk about then. Hopefully, it's not all about The Rock, but it might still be a little bit. But we're gonna head out of here. I'm of course Dr. Love, and this guy doesn't need any introduction.
I just work here.
He does. That's Sauce Bronson.
But listen, ladies and gentlemen, as we get ready for the Super Bowl, please don't get too crazy. And if you get lost in the sauce, drink too much, remember you're an adult. You should have thought about your limit before you came to that party and embarrass yourself. And also, I swear, if Taylor Swift shows up at that WWE press conference as well, I'm going to lose it. Just stay in your lane, okay? Stick to the football. Don't come to wrestling. And I don't know, y'all be happy. Y'all be healthy. Y'all be safe, more importantly. Y'all be good.